Hey y'all, happy Saturday. I hope you guys are all having a good Saturday night so far. I just have a few things I wanted to come on here and discuss with you guys because, per usual, the internet doesn't slow down and one rumor mill to another just continues to happen. And unfortunately, it's just more salacious details once again being released, being turned and twisted into narratives, rewrites of stories, and it's gross. Truly gross. Hey, y'all popping in. I hope you guys are all having a great Saturday. So, this is a lot, and it's evolving as I was about ready to hit live because I don't even know. There's so many things I could talk about tonight, but we're going to talk about a few characters, a few people that are pushing narratives and releasing information and trying to help paint narratives when in reality, how is this helping find Sebastian? It's not, but it's just putting more speculation and it's side versus side, and it's all gross in my opinion, but I see kind of what's happening here. So this stream might not be really what you guys are expecting. We're going to be talking a little bit about Clue tonight, a little bit about Crime Time Buzz, a little bit about Stephen Crabtree, and a little bit about Miss Julie. I sorry, that's what it's gonna happen. And if you don't like it, that's where it sits. Hey Duchess, hey Angel Chip Stelco, hey Catherine, hey Steph. Whisper, Sharon, Charlotte, Tia, Perry, Lily, Pika. I can't handle any more of that other drama over there. Like, I'm just tapped out. Sorry. Tuesday's Dead, Dazed and Amazed, Cat's Eye, Charlotte, Sharon, Coffee Addict. Okay, so to understand, hey, Emily Pickles, hey, Sheila, hey, Diana, hey, Yep, Tracy, Teresa, JC, New Leaf. Oh, Emily, I have not checked my emails in so long. Which one, Pika? All of them are. Okay, so let me. Hey, Chico. Joneson was doing a live stream, the back and forth with all of the people and what's going on with everybody over there. I'm tapped out. I'm just tapped out. Sorry, it is what it is. Hey, Lynn Love and Light. I'm feeling still under the weather. Hey, Janice in accounting, but not enough to not talk my shit. So, hey, Hartley. Let me start here by explaining a little bit of what's currently going on. I'm not going to play her stream because she gets real uppity about that, and she might even still be alive. I don't care. So, what's happening current time is Clue is hosting a live stream. No problem. I don't fuck with them. It is what it is. But Clue, Stephen Crabtree, and Truth are on this live stream, and they are talking about supposed emails that supposedly Stephen Crabtree and Clue have seen. Supposedly, these emails, they're not showing them. Now, they're not, again, just for full clarification, they are not showing the emails. they are saying that they have seen these emails from Seth to facilities that they were looking into potentially for Sebastian before he went missing. Okay. Not sure, well, how they got these emails. Anyways, but they're talking about hypotheticals and they're going back and forth about these emails. So first and foremost, let me be very upfront. I have no idea about these emails, none of my business, because again, law enforcement will be the ones that look into all of this stuff, and I'm sure they have been involved in this. Well, during this conversation and this back and forth between Clue and Stephen Crabtree, which, sorry, but they both put out quite a bit of misinformation at this point in time. So unless the emails are presented, I'm not going to really take it for what it, there's nothing there. Okay. So we have heard Seth speak about that Sebastian was supposed to come live with him a year previously, and he gave him a year to get his behaviors in check. I don't think anybody is shocked that there was some things that they were trying to, as a family, work through. I don't think anybody's shocked by that. I don't think anybody should be shocked by that. That is why the possibilities are wide open as far as what happened. But again, people are so narrow visioned here and tunneled in on certain things, and they can't get past that. Kids struggle. That's a pretty typical thing. And if they were looking into, again, I have to say if, because there's no proof, they're not showing any proof of these said emails. So if there were emails between him looking into facilities, I'm not going to fault him for that. If your kid is struggling and you are looking for options to best benefit him, I'm not going to fault you for doing what you can to protect your child and do what's best for them. Now, supposedly, they're claiming that this happened in November before he went missing. Again, all of this, there's no confirmation, okay? But now CrimeTimeBuzz has gone and ran with this narrative. So we're going to get into that. But this started with Clue. Let me be very transparent. This is starting with Clue Minotti and Stephen Crabtree. Let's make no fucking qualms about this. Now they're even rewriting the fact that, oh no, they went to a neighbor's home and spoke to the neighbor that Sebastian was supposedly under their car. And it was Sebastian. But we were pretty much flat out told, I'm pretty sure, Duchess, if you're in here still, that wasn't Sebastian under the car. So why, again, are the rewrites happening? It is what it is. This is why I leave all of these details to law enforcement. But if you're not going to show proof of these things, why are we just creating new narratives and painting things? Everybody, I think, is well aware Sebastian was having some issues and difficulties. He was obviously struggling. They were all, in my opinion, all three of them trying to do what they could and figure out what was the best. There was a lot of tension, a lot of animosity from bad divorces and all this other stuff. But now we're taking salacious bits from one side to the other and throwing shit out here and creating narratives. Okay, look, nobody's perfect. These situations aren't perfect. But to even put that out there, like dangling it over people's heads, if it's a legit licensed facility, they would absolutely have to report that Sebastian is there. There would be a money trail, people. Yeah, Hartley, exactly. You think they're gonna? No, they didn't show him. They're not saying that. Again, this is where I'm saying like the same thing that's happening on this side is happening there. Yeah, exactly, Duchess. Exactly. Hold on. I'll play her audio. This is all under fair use. She knows how this works. Just so you guys can verify where it's coming from.
Oh, you don't have your armpit? Yeah. Good deal.
Hold on.
I guarantee it.
I'll just play this one section.
And before you answer that, let me find out. Hold on, I want to know what y'all talking about. Y'all can't just talk about this now. Know what it is.
So there was an email where Sean had communication and conversation with a school for children in Missouri, Texas, and Utah.
Again, she is not showing the email. She is not showing the email.
Like, you've seen the email and it's verified that it's his, or a rumor of?
Yeah.
Truth asks her, you've seen the email. You verified that it's his. She nods her head, says, yeah. Now, let me be truthful on this. I'm not angry with Truth in this whole situation whatsoever, because Truth is like, what are you talking about here?
You want me to give you headphones?
What kind of school is it?
I'm gonna give him headphones real quick, guys.
Okay. Like
Can you just give me
I think the focus would have probably been on.
Hey, we can still hear you, Stephen, just so you know your mic is still on.
In a boys' school
Okay.
in particular.
Thanks for that, though.
A boys' school in particular. Now, again, I have no problems with parents looking into whatever facilities they need to for the best interest of their child if their child is experiencing things and having behaviors. I am fully a part of that. Hold on just a moment. Okay, my kid has OCD and she has decided to take out everything in my living room and organize it in bags, and I'm about ready to lose my shit. So there's that. Okay.
A boys' school.
Okay, so is it okay, like a preparatory school type thing, or like a school for specifically autism?
There you go.
Or behavior.
It's kind of both, actually.
Yeah.
It's like a prep / school specifically built towards autism.
So Stephen Crabtree is saying it's specifically geared towards autism. This is Clue and Stephen Crabtree telling Truth. Truth is the one asking questions like,
Behavior.
But it's not, it is behavior issues as well?
Yes. Yeah. And one of the things I'll say is also, Katie she was super highly against it because, one, it's traveling. She had said verbatim.
Stephen Crabtree says Katie was highly against it.
And even if you're looking at the email stuff, it's like she not on board. Like, no, I'm not going to be, hours away from him if something happened.
She said, according to Stephen, no, she's not going to be hours away from him. Again, they're not showing no email. Let me be very clear. This is where the source of this information that CrimeTimeBuzz is now running with is coming from, is Clue and Stephen Crabtree. I needed to verify that and back it all the way up here so people didn't think I was just going after CrimeTimeBuzz. No, this is where it's starting, is Clue and Stephen Crabtree. And how many times have they passed off misinformation? Quite a few.
It's not happening.
Especially when there is one in Columbia, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Seth contacted this program or these programs, and in return they contacted Katie because she's, I'm assuming, the mom?
No, it was a discussion with all parties.
Okay. So they all three talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Clue is saying that all three parents talked about this, which I'm not shocked by. I don't think anybody would be shocked by. We know from Seth's own words and other people's words that Sebastian was struggling with some things. If they were looking into facilities, that's great. Wonderful. Okay. Why are we doing this now? Why are we trying to release stuff? Why not just release the emails if we're going to do that shit, right? Duchess, I think they're just dangling shit and hoping people will, take shit and run with it. But
we know whose idea it was?
That would be Sean.
So it was his idea, but they
supposedly it was Seth's idea.
All said, so it wasn't a secret. They all sat down and talked about it.
No, it wasn't a secret.
And how long before Sebastian went missing is this allegedly to have happened?
3 months.
She says it was 3 months before he went missing. Again, time frame would make sense. I don't have any problem with them looking into facilities. Again, I'm going to continue to say that because if that's what was needed or what they thought, would help Sebastian or whatever, I'm not there. So I'm not going to judge that. But here we go. Why now?
So back in December.
Yes.
So wasn't there a thing wasn't there something said at some point about something happening in December that kind of was a breaking point?
Well,
months ago?
It would have actually been November, December, January, February. Yeah. So it would have been November.
It's still close enough.
Okay.
Like a year ago from now.
Right. I just, but from like when he went missing is what I'm getting at. So
now that was only 3 months
before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so then
hold on, I can't. Sorry, I can't text. I'm playing this off my phone.
I'm assuming they decided not to do it. And then Seth was then given summer, summer with Sebastian. Is that how it was? Was summer already planned?
I think he always has summer.
Yeah, so I think the situation was that, it was discussed about
so Cletus comes in and says, I think the situation was
school like that as an option, and that the decision was that no,
a school like that could be an option.
He's going to go live with Seth.
But they decided, no, he's going to go live with Seth. That's not verbatim.
That's a massive difference, right? Like Seth's house and being homeschooled and being in a preparatory program, right? If it's a legit program, then my question would be,
nope, not today. Yep. You remember? Yeah. And he also, when he was on, Seth's team, he also said he had this meeting with law enforcement and saw all these things too. And then we've also had Clue on panels with Barbecue Lady who said that those pants, were Sebastian's. They were just sizes too small, shit like that. I just don't understand what any of this is doing. How is this helping find Sebastian besides painting narratives against parents? How is any of this helping? Because now we've got Clue and her crew out here doing this, right? And again, I don't fault the parents for doing whatever they needed to for the best interest of Sebastian. That's not it. Autumn, I am really congested.
Wouldn't it be in his best interest to be in a program that, if it is a, recognized program, wouldn't that be a better option if that's the kind of help that he needs? I'm not understanding.
Yes, Truth. You're right on track. I agree with Truth in this one.
Why the choice would be made not to go with that program? Would it be cost, or would it just be they didn't want to do it?
So the cost of the program was what, $10,000 a month, everything included.
I don't give a shit, Saint Outlaw. If you're a PI and you're looking for a minor child, we're not out here playing games about making narratives about the parents. That's been my biggest gripe about the other side of things. Doing it to Chris and Katie. I'm going to gripe when they're doing it to Seth too. How is this helping find Sebastian? I don't think any of them are involved in the disappearance. There was obviously things going on. But when you have people out here releasing salacious information that have put out purposeful misinformation in the past, tell me how this is helpful. It's not. And for anybody that's wondering, I'm not a huge SF fan, so there's probably that too. I'm not in the hype bubble of, oh, yay, yeah, great. He's pushing back for the parents. I appreciate that, but he has made some really, really bold statements without any facts to back him up either. There's that.
Sounds about, that's actually not as expensive as I was thinking.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, with a good GoFundMe.
It's very likely from Chris and Katie. It very is likely from Chris and Katie. But if that's the case, why are they releasing it to them? Why aren't they just coming out and talking about it? See, I'm not cool with any of the games being played on any part. That's why I think Katie wants her son home. I don't think the game playing would probably be something she would do.
Well, the cheapest, right? Yeah, 400.
Here's my question with that.
There's obviously conversations happening somewhere that either they're getting leaked or they're getting intentionally leaked for narratives. You tell me. I don't know.
is if they had already been in contact, I'm assuming with Katie, right? Then, I mean, because you're not going to be able to do anything without both parents. If
The only thing about said email is supposedly it's from Seth to a facility.
he put the child in there, then Katie would have to be notified, right?
Yep. He wouldn't be allowed to just put the child in there without Katie having authorization and sign off. I mean, there's insurance, there's money, there's medical releases, there's forms of the wazoo. Like, this is the whole bigger process than, just handing them off cash payments. Nope, that's not how this shit works. Sorry. From a parent that has had a kid in a facility.
You would think.
Like, if
Not like that.
they're notifying her or talking to her in the beginning stages of looking into it, like,
It wasn't
only makes
her.
sense that she wouldn't.
Again, it wasn't her in the conversation.
so was it Seth and Chris?
No, it was him and the place.
Please, yeah. He reached out to the place and had already done all this stuff.
So Seth had reached out to the facility and had already been doing research on it, according to Stephen Crabtree. Yep. Chaos.
Okay, when he brought it to them, so basically he's
Right.
done research, which is what anybody would have done. There's
Right.
no big deal on that.
Right.
Okay.
But
At least it was an option.
I'm going to show you where this turned. Okay. These are discussions. I'm sure the family is discussing all of the possibilities. I'm sure their heads are racked trying to figure out where Sebastian is, what happened to Sebastian. I'm sure there's a lot that we don't know, that we don't even need to know. Law enforcement needs to know that information. But the fact of it is all this does is cause what you're going to about to see, because this right here, something about this, you're going to see blow up into the next segment of misinformation.
Was brought up.
Correct.
He did it with every location. So he had like a cost breakdown. So it's like 10 grand for this, 5,400, I think was the cheapest we heard. So
I'm sorry, I don't like the
Like, that sounds.
I don't like the games.
But that sounds.
And I don't like the optics of any of this. Optically speaking, it looks pretty fucking messy, if I'm being honest.
Very reasonable, not the price. I understand the price is high. What I'm saying is to give your child.
First of all, is it a cash pay only facility or is it insurance? There's that. There's also grants for a lot of these programs.
An opportunity to assist.
You also have to have a doctor's referral for a lot of these places, and testing and everything, all your medical records, everything sent over so they can even look and see if there would be a potential fit. There's a lot to this. Terry, right? Right. Terry, you know what yeah. Saying, my problem isn't, I think you're missing what my problem is here. Is this discussion outwardly with no proof turned into what I'm about to show you?
Reprogram out of certain things, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but working through some things.
Mm-hmm.
And first and foremost, it's none of our business what Sebastian was going through. I'm going to be very clear on that. I find this to be so disrespectful to Sebastian in general, because obviously the kid was struggling with some things. That's pretty typical. But to have a teenager by random strangers, his background dissected and what he could potentially be going through and all this stuff is super disrespectful. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Then why would the choice be thrown to the side and ultimately be decided that he's just going to go with Seth? That doesn't. So to me, it sounds like Seth was trying to be. I mean, listen, here, I'll put it the way it sounds to me, and y'all can have your opinion. That sounds like Seth's trying to be a good father and get his son some help that he might need.
Shit, was he gonna pay half the bill?
yeah, he went on.
I mean, it's the thing.
If it's in the best interest of your child, who cares who's paying? You do whatever's in the best interest. It's not a fight over fucking money. Sorry.
I'm not talking
People like
about
this
the
piss me
money,
off.
right? I'm talking about he obviously did all the research in order to find out. Now, he went to them with the answers, right? I haven't heard about this. I'm just literally going off of what y'all are saying right now.
Okay,
And I'm sorry, y'all may not like this, but,
So I see what you're saying, yes. But the problem is preface this to earlier in a year. He messed up. So he was supposed to have already moved over there and gotten his school ready.
Yep.
He failed. He waited till last second, the day of registration or day after registration. And Katie said, too bad.
So are they taking information? Are they being given this information to come out and publicly discuss? Are they being fed this and said, go run with this narrative and have this discussion publicly? Because there's, again, no proof of this email. Or are they being told this in confidence and using it to turn it into a discussion? You tell me. Yeah, that's truth. Truth is the one that's pushing back.
Beach. It's not changing. He's there. And they said, look, we're gonna give you another chance, essentially. You have 1 year to.
And we've heard Seth say out of his own mouth on the labs panel that he was giving Sebastian another year to get his behaviors under control, and then they would try it again. We've already heard that.
Come back with all the answers, everything that we need to satisfy Katie. If you do not, then it is what it is. So that's why you get him now messaging, sending the emails with everything, trying to figure out how to help him.
So Seth was, according to Stephen Crabtree, trying to figure out how to help his son. Okay. And again, I have to say, like, these narratives that everybody is painting and what this turns into, you're going to be pissed.
I'm the only one that feels like often
Truth was pushing back. Right?
Good
on well, him. So I do want to highlight that it wasn't just Seth, Sean, doing the research on these places. Hence the reason they found the one in Colombia, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's true.
Katie wanted him to be close. You know what I mean? And as a mom,
if it was close, she would have agreed to it.
I mean, I can't speak
so
for her on that. Yeah, like
I like to think so.
Yeah.
Given
so they're saying that Katie might have been in agreement if it was closer. They can't speak for her, but they're assuming so.
Stuff he was going through.
Okay, so then it wasn't about the money at all. It was about the distance, is what you're saying.
Correct. I believe. That's what I think too.
Okay.
But again, we're like speaking for someone, right? Like that's
right. This is in theory, right? But I understand y'all don't have the direct answers. I apologize. I don't mean to sound like, an asshole or anything, but that's just something that goes out of left field. And it makes sense to the fact that parents would be working together to try to cohesively figure out a solution for Sebastian.
Yep.
And that leads me to a point of how did we go from obviously 3 parents doing research, talking to each other, whatever, to Sebastian's missing and they can't search with each other together. Right. That's such a massive separation.
100%. And I will say this, like, I remember meeting Sean for the first time and he had an agenda. I don't care. Take me to fucking court. He had an agenda, and his agenda.
Scott Free, you need to stick it up your ass if you think Betty's doing shit.
Was to make it look like Chris was this like controlling monster who like would never let him talk to Katie, et cetera, et cetera.
Ma'am, you at first were targeting the parents, also driving by their house, saying that they harmed their kid. You were right alongside Seth doing the same. So save the bullshit.
Yeah. Could not be further from the truth.
No, they went riding around. Him and his mom went riding around on the motorcycle together all the time.
Duchess, listen to this part.
They went and done. Him and his mom was actually close, and like the neighbor. Truth, did you hear about the car incident? So we found out legitimately he was hiding under that vehicle. So we went and talked to the neighbor, the house that was said to be.
They went and talked to the neighbor, the house that it was said to be.
He come on the porch, talk to us. He said it wasn't him. It was his son's girlfriend. He was hiding up under the car. They both scared each other. He took off around the house. He went to the house to.
So now they're saying once again that it was Sebastian under the car that the daughter. Hold on, let me back that up.
Legitimately. He was hiding under that vehicle. So we went and talked to the neighbor, the house that was said to be. He come on the porch, talk to us. He said it wasn't him. It was his son's girlfriend.
They talked to the neighbor, and it was the neighbor's son's girlfriend who found Sebastian supposedly under the car. They scared each other. Sebastian went running back to his house. That is what they are saying. It was the neighbor's son's girlfriend, supposedly.
He was hiding up under the car. They both scared each other. He took off around the house. He went to the house.
The neighbor then went to the house
to, inform the parents. But
to inform the parents that Sebastian. But how many times have we heard that Sebastian wasn't an eloper, wasn't hiding under cars?
Sebastian was there, and Sebastian had a rule when he got home. He was not allowed to leave the house until Katie got home, or go outside, anything like that. And come to find out, he had been going outside the whole time.
Come to find out, he'd been going outside the whole time. So they went to the neighbor's house and spoke to him. And now there's this email and all this stuff. But I'm going to tell you, okay, so this starts with Clue. Just making sure everybody knows where we're starting on this. Because that's what she's out there doing. You want to go listen to the rest of it? Go listen to the rest of it. Once Betty finds her bra, she will find some. Well, she might be looking for a bra for a long time, scot-free. But thank you for the laughs. Again, like Kyle said, at least you're good entertainment tonight. All right, now I'm going to take you to where this led to. So everybody's aware of where we're at right now. If you have any questions, explain this one part to me. Hold on, SS. Let me go back over there. Let's make sure everybody is on board with where we're at right now. Where did they meet each other? How did they scare each other? Good question, SS. So supposedly he was underneath the car. She must have went out. This is just assumptions because there's no proof of any of this. But from what he is alluding to, he doesn't give any of those details. It was the son's girlfriend. So the neighbor's son's girlfriend must have went out to her car. Sebastian was under the car. They scared each other. Sebastian ran home. That is what Stephen Crabtree is saying. Again, there's no proof of this. In fact, Duchess has specifically asked Katie, right? Duchess, are you still here? I'm almost positive that Duchess specifically asked Katie, and I'm pretty sure I have the response that said that wasn't Sebastian, or to their knowledge, that was not Sebastian. But now they're saying that the neighbor, yes, Lauren, yes. Yeah. And there's no email shown either, okay? There's no email shown. And let me just say this flat out right here. If these are conversations that they are having with Chris and Katie in confidence, and Chris and Katie, and they are using this to come out here and talk their shit, paint narratives again, I don't know how that's going to make them look bad, because all three parents were trying to figure out, obviously, the best route for Sebastian. I'm not going to fault any of them. If he was having behaviors and needed extra help, I'm not going to fault any of them for looking into situations. But we don't even know if the email is correct. We don't know who's releasing these emails. We don't know nothing. Okay? That's our baseline. But I'm going to show you where this turned into tonight. Because, of course, it's not going to just stop there. It's going to go. It's going to build legs and go. Well, they shouldn't be showing anybody. They should be working with law enforcement.
To Utah. Let
me go back.
You can pull from this. Miss Sharon, you're from Australia. Hello, little Miss Sharon. Always amazes me how far our reach is, right? Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is being discussed in Australia. So another creator is discussing the fact that, and I didn't hear it, it was told to me.
So this right here, this is how misinformation spreads and narratives get painted. Right here.
That allegedly, Katie Proudfoot is stating, allegedly, because I'm just giving you hearsay, because several of you have emailed me about it, and I appreciate that, by the way.
So now you heard her say flat out that she hasn't heard this. Let me back that up again. She has not heard this. Somebody just told her, right? Okay, let's go back.
Everyone here. So here's what's being said right now, and I want us to analyze it because I have a very amazing group of critical thinkers. I was told.
No, it's not.
Hi, Rita. Good to see you. I was told, Elaine, hello.
This is Jay from CrimeTimeBuzz.
I was told that another creator is talking live and is stating that. Now, there's things we can pull from this. Miss Sharon, you're from Australia. Hello, little Miss Sharon. Always amazes me how far our reach is, right? Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is being discussed in Australia.
Pay attention to the upcoming piece. This is how misinformation spreads. One creator does something and it spreads like wildfire and people add to it, and you're about to see a flat out twist here.
So another creator is discussing the fact that, and I didn't hear it, it was told to me, that
I didn't hear it, it was told to me.
Allegedly, Katie Proudfoot is stating, allegedly, because I'm just giving you hearsay, because several of you have emailed me about it. And I appreciate that, by the way, because I would not turn on this channel. And some of you do hear and listen. You're our ears for those of us who don't like to go to them. But anyway, another channel is stating that Katie Proudfoot is stating that Seth emailed her and said, let's put Sebastian in a home.
Okay, did you hear that Katie was saying any of that? Did you hear that Seth emailed Katie and said, let's put him in a home? Did you hear that in what we just listened to from Clues? No, that's not what was said. It was said that there was conversations between all three of them. It was also stated that Seth was doing research on facilities. But here we go with Katie. It's all Katie's fault. Hold on, you guys. Sorry, little ones tossing stuff for sis.
Okay, allegedly. And that apparently the home is in Utah, Colorado, or
I agreed, saying out loud, 100%. And that's why I like the flow of misinformation. But I would have been stupid if I wouldn't have gone back and fact check and showed you guys where this actually came from, right? And showed you guys what was actually said. Now it goes on. They have a further conversation into this, and nobody shows the emails or anything like that. So again, we have no source of this supposed email. But you hear how that one conversation, that discussion that Clue was having has now been twisted into already this. This is how misinformation flows, and none of this is helpful to bringing Sebastian home.
Columbia, Tennessee, allegedly. Now, what I say from this is this.
And let me remind you all, law enforcement downloaded their phones and their correspondence. They would have already known who was in contact with what facilities. Any research into that, they would have had this discussion if they were being transparent with law enforcement. Law enforcement would have known about this for months. Okay. Again, facilities are not that easy like this. You can't just go stash a kid away in a facility and not have a money trail, not have an insurance trail, not have a medication trail. If he was in a facility and they are still doing medication management, he would have a prescription trail. There's so many different things here. So this whole thought process here and where people head with these shit and things is just beyond belief. But they do.
My take, my opinion. You go watch that live, listen to whatever you want, because I always want you to do your
Alpha. I think that's been happening all along. I have said that verbatim. I think people are playing all sides against the middle.
research. I love to research, but I always want you to do your research. Yeah, exactly, Mindy. Wow. So if you exactly hope floats, here we go. We think alike. That's why I love this community. Marcy, are you from Australia too? Says Maurice, Australia. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Jane Kendall, hello from England. Of course not, Sam R. So let me here's what I'm thinking. You remember I sent a flyer to a place I had called in Tennessee for autistic children, behavioral challenges. It's a residential place, but it's for kids in Tennessee, but they're sent to Utah. Now we need to go back and see if when I was talking about that was around the time that I got one of my warning. I don't know. But anyway, hi, Miss Keto Bite. Welcome in. Number 14 to hit that like. All right.
And the misinformation crowd circles and runs wild. And you can only imagine where this is going to turn into. Yay! Great new narratives being pushed all over.
Righty, another New Zealander. Messy Jessie, how are you? I'm not buying it either, Dr. Dot. So I'm going to tell you what I think about it. We all think the same, right?
Absolutely.
First of all, Hope Folks, you just brought something up that I want to say is Seth Rogers' phones and all his technology was taken immediately. If they had ever, and they went through it, if they had seen an email from Seth Rogers saying, let's put Sebastian in a home, allegedly, then that would have 9 months ago, we would have had answers, correct? Because they had his technology.
Right. Again, it goes totally against most of the shit that you've been trying to claim. And you're acknowledging that law enforcement has had access to all this shit that you have been trying to rewrite, like the Texas Roadhouse situation and all that other stuff, right? So now you're acknowledging that law enforcement was doing their job from the jump and they would have been aware about this. Yeah, sane. I'm telling you, this is why this shit is so messy. This is why shit like they did without showing the email, with just having a random conversation, right, is so dangerous.
The one allegedly, according to Seth's technology, that was not scoured until 2 weeks after Sebastian went missing is the Proudfoots. Only their phones were taken. Hello.
That is incorrect. Again, They took all of the devices. Chris's, Katie's, and Seth's. Chris was given back first. Katie's given back second. Seth's given back last.
Forever Glow. So here's my take on why this is being said, and it's just my opinion. I believe that at night, Nick and Dog, what they revealed in the parking lot of the Texas Roadhouse, and if you were at the members live this morning, we looked at something that kind of connected to it.
You're going to be blown away where they try to take this. Okay. She didn't even watch what Clue was saying. She didn't even hear the conversation herself. She was just told about this conversation, right? Didn't do her research, but tells everybody else to do their research, but just wait till this spin.
Think about it. Okay. I believe, in my opinion, that this is being said now because they're getting close. So my hope is this. My hope is that truly KP did put him in a home, and that's where he is. And now she wants to, in my opinion, this narrative lets me think that they want to she wants to blame the father with her. Like it was a.
What? How, again, she didn't do her own research, didn't even listen to the conversation that they were having. But how did you get that Katie wants to, how is Katie blaming Seth? Katie has not came out here and vocally blamed Seth at all. How is this happening? You guys see why I'm irritated? Completely irritated. And I think it's irresponsible to have these type of discussions that lead to people doing this.
It's a parental decision.
It's literally
we will all be
impossible.
eating humble pie. I do not. That one I don't recall.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Well, Christina Lapsky, we did find out that some of those places do put the kids in under a different name, and they fill the medications, which so they don't, they do not.
So now we have facilities that are governed by the government that put kids in under aliases and fill medications under aliases. How is that going to help the children long term that they don't have a medical record to prove what medications they've been on? That makes a whole lot of fucking sense, right? Okay.
Not pop up.
Get your fucking tinfoil on. It's about to go south even further.
In the yeah, when you hit the like, thank you, Kelly S. When you hit that like button, tell us your number. Good job. So I think this is a way to say it was a parental decision and bring him down with her. But remember, they scoured his electronics. And remember, a digital footprint was found by someone tied to the case.
In Oregon, with the Unfounded police report and the possible sighting. Bite my tongue. Thank you for being a member for 9 months. I feel like I need to bite my tongue right now because I'm fuming. I'm fuming that conversation turned into this. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe that was Seth. So 138. Thank you, Laura Arnold. So that's my take on it.
Oh.
Okay, that is just simply my take.
Of course, it's her take.
They did not take Sebastian's laptop, I believe he said. Then they can't be licensed. Okay, see, we're getting even more information. Wait, I want to put that up. Thank you, Christina, for educating us. So if they go in under those places where they put them in under, they cannot be licensed. I've managed such facilities. Thank you, both public.
After chaos, so supposedly after the lead in Oregon of the police report, you know, there was a potential sighting in March of 2 people at Ford's Pond that CrimeTimeBuzz was emailed about, and a police report was filed in June of said incident. And then somebody just randomly emailed CrimeTimeBuzz with this information. And it was right after the crazy lady from Facebook had said that she knew what was going on, and there was a natural burial ground 27.27 miles. I know I sound crazy right now, but this is actually how this all went. Then CrimeTimeBuzz was like, oh my gosh, there's a natural burial ground up there too. And she just happened to get this document dropped in her lap of this police report of this potential sighting of Chris and Katie, but they wouldn't say it was Chris and Katie, but alluded to it being Chris and Katie or the Bower Sox in Oregon at Ford's Pond in March. And then next thing you know, At Night Media comes out and says they have a digital footprint of people connected to the case somewhere. Yeah, that's how all that. Oh, chaos. Yeah, I've documented all of it. It was a fucking shit show. A shit show of misinformation.
In private. So Christina, would it have to be that he would be under the name Sebastian Rogers?
And the even crazier part of all of that chaos is the fact of it is that was all sourced from a woman that was doing crazy rambling rants, accusing some guy by the name of David, $1 million, Chris Proudfoot. She lives in Sebastian, Florida. I mean, the most delusional rants you could ever imagine, saying that he was in Westmoreland, 27.27 miles, blah, 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 blah. And then the next thing, yeah, very not well. Then it went to a potential sighting, and this police report magically appears in CrimeTimeBuzz's hands. Yeah. I am sick, you guys. Yeah, I have a cold. I'm okay, though. I'm okay. I'm still spicy, and I can still piece the misinformation together, so we're still kicking.
Also, what if they put him under with a fake birth certificate?
What if they put him under with a fake birth certificate? You guys, are you following? Oh my God. So conversation that she didn't even hear, somebody just came to her and told her that Clue is having on her channel has now turned into this. Oh, just wait. It's going to get worse. And then we got Julie. We got some Julie tonight too.
I don't know. I'm trying to read your comments. I'm sorry. I don't care what happens and all that kind of.
This was one of those situations that I detoured because I had something else laid out that I was going to talk all the shit tonight. I was going to do a petty drama stream after dark, you know, because other people have been talking all the shit. So I wanted to do, but mine would have been on a whole different topic anyways. But this was something I needed to come in, like slap down, like, here's the source of this. This is where it's coming from. And this is what it's spinning into right off the bat, because this is important.
I've been a sarcastic remark, in my opinion. You clipped it. She's smart. Oh. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. We're going to finish out with Julie.
Interesting. I don't know why they would fake a runaway, because the father didn't have anything to do with it. He doesn't know where his son is. Maybe they put him somewhere. So maybe they didn't even want
Hallucinogenic. She's been the source of a lot of misinformation, actually.
him home for the weekends. Maybe they didn't want Seth to have him, allegedly.
Thank you,
Maybe
guys.
whoever did this didn't want certain things to get out to Seth. I don't know. I do not know, my friends. But I sure hope that we know soon. Hello, Tish Hunter and Diorant. The Ivy Ridge type schools are even in other countries. I know, Sam R. It's silly. It's silly, and it's.
Who was here when 11/11? We debunked 11/11 true crime when she started this shit months and months back, like freaking 6 months ago at this point. When 11/11 was calling facilities and sending them flyers and saying she had all this stuff and had to get in contact with the PIs and get a hold of Seth right away, and was going into T-Revs throwing a fit and doing all this stuff because she might have found him. And there was somebody that saw another kid at a facility that looked like might be Sebastian on their website in a picture, and they ran with that shit too. Anybody remember those situations? This has been tried before.
I don't know, Lisa. I know less than our dear friend in here.
Yep.
Who's
Crazy
Christina,
shit.
can you answer that question? The question is the facility would have had to speak up. Is that
No
correct?
No shit. It would be a big deal if it was, oh my God, no shit. Let me just shut
Even
up.
Paris Hilton stayed in one here. All right, where is here, Jen? Where are you?
Utah. Paris Hilton was in one in Utah in a totally different type of facility.
Polly Pepper. So they could say he ran away. So maybe no one would
Jesus.
trace that they did something with him and put him somewhere. Put him away.
Yeah, put him away. Just that easy.
Well, a fatal paper cut. I do know that you can buy a fake birth certificate.
Oh,
Just like you can buy a fake driver's license, a fake passport.
sure.
I think the move in the middle of the night would have been because they wanted people to think he ran away and they didn't put him somewhere. Allegedly, in my opinion, whoever did this.
Oh, yeah, that totally tracks, right? Totally tracks. Why would anybody be bothered by a child being placed in a facility if that was for his best interest? especially when all three parents, according to what Clue is saying, were in agreement and talking about this. Not an agreement of where, but they were having communication according to what Clue said. Now, again, we have no confirmation that any of this is true, but why, if all three of them were having discussions about what was in his best interest, would they have done it in the middle of the night and just stashed him away? Does that make any sense? No, it does not. Do you think maybe he heard all these conversations about maybe what was happening and he decided, I'm checking out and leave it? Oh, maybe that could be. Nope. Got to be nefarious, right? It's got to be all nefarious. Fucking shit.
We all have the same last name. I don't know, Forever Glow, if this is even true. I'm just saying, for them to say on a live that Katie said he emailed her.
Look at this.
And said, let's put him in a home, and something about Utah, Colorado, and Columbia, Tennessee. And I'm thinking she's allegedly they're trying to get ahead of something, in front of something.
Now they're trying to get ahead of something or in front of something. That one conversation that Clue's having with no verified sources, no nothing behind it. This discussion that they're having has turned into, oh, Katie's trying to get ahead of something. Do you see how everything that is done from one side to the other is targeted back and forth, back and forth? Why can we not believe that none of the parents have anything to do with this and it's a tragedy that he decided to walk out the door? Why? They're all three parents want to find their son, but it has to turn into this back and forth. Like, oh, they got to come out here and run and get in front of it and make up a narrative that Katie is doing something, right? She didn't even hear what Clue said.
It's just the way I look at it. It's just my humble, very humble.
Nope, she didn't, Kim.
Absolutely. Not opinion. It's just an opinion.
Clue.
I'm not a professional. That's what I'm worried about. But I did get a message. I sent a message to get it to Seth. I let Nick the Hat know that was being said. I also reported the things that we discussed today earlier.
She sent it to Seth and Nick the Hat. What the fuck? Now we're going to have more breaking tips.
Hi, Cherise.
Here we go.
Jackie Taylor, I have no idea. I don't know if they're showing an email. I have no idea what they're doing.
Nope. They did it.
I don't know. I can tell you the first initial and you'll be able to figure it out.
It's Clue.
The channel is C. Okay.
Illuminati.
So, it's been mentioned. I tell Nick everything. I tell Nick and Dog's team everything.
Oh, of course she does. She tells Nick and Dog's team everything.
So, and the FBI will take my influence.
And the FBI. What a way to waste resources. Great job, Jay.
I will take my info elsewhere. I mentioned it once.
Alpha male, supposedly it was. Supposedly it was emails between Seth and facilities when he was doing research into this. Yep. No email shown. Yep. I know. I'm sorry, guys. This is just absolutely fucking insane. And here, yep, the riddles will start again.
To another creator who took me serious a few weeks ago. I'm not sure what that means. Tam here, I'm not sure what that means. Don't write it, Jackie Taylor.
Again, I remind everybody their devices were taken. Law enforcement, if there was emails back and forth, law enforcement would have had that information and talked to the family about it, and they would have already been aware of all this stuff. So that casual conversation with no verification, no source, no proof turned into this.
Oh, you saw a forwarded email? Oh, a forwarded email. Interesting.
Oh,
okay.
Now we got.
I heard that too. And wasn't it?
Oh, now somebody says they saw a forwarded email. Oh, here we go.
Allegedly, wasn't it a Proudfoot? I'm not sure someone.
And I don't know if Clue ends up showing something. What I watched, she did not show anything. So if she goes on to show something, that's beyond me, but I have not seen anybody show these emails.
I didn't understand. I will take my info elsewhere. I mentioned it once to another creator. He took me serious a few weeks ago. Let me see what Tam's talking about because I'm not caught up here. Let me see what Tam is talking about.
Crazy, huh? Yeah,
Who knew who
Autumn.
he was?
Yep.
Oh, I know what you mean. Okay, I got you, Tam. I'm going back and I'm following you now.
I did a quick scan through the rest and didn't see her show it.
Okay, Tam, you are welcome to email me at crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. You are welcome to email me. I pray.
Revival, that is what they call Chris. They call Chris Edgar from Men in Black. That's Spanky's fucking bullshit. If anybody's calling Chris Proudfoot Edgar in here, they can get the fuck out. That's what they call Chris, is Edgar. Yep. They have a whole like mockery thing of Chris Proudfoot being Edgar from Men in Black. That's a Spanky thing.
He's safe and alive. Oh, absolutely. They would not cover for Seth. So I don't believe this. Yes. I don't believe it. Wow. Okay. This is more information.
To whoever said they trust Clue, they can trust whoever they want. If they want to trust Clue, they can. But Clue's little conversation turned into this pickle. And this is useless misinformation. So again, are you implying that they asked her to have this discussion live? Is that what you're assuming?
They didn't need anything. Okay, interesting. Did you
Oh.
have to prove that you had parental ties? You did it through DocuSign electronically? Oh my. That's what I'm thinking, Kelly X. I know, exactly. Even drove to North Carolina. I think you're right, a fatal paper cut. Miriam M., I think so too. But I
She's just going through the comments. I think Seth needs to sue them.
think that right now, do you remember with the Summer Wells case? Once
Glitter is forever. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the cabana.
kids were taken out of the home and there was that legal battle, the the case regarding Summer got kind of had to be put on hold with certain conversations.
No matter what the situation is, no matter what, let's say that this is real. Let's say that there is a discussion between parents. Let's say that they did have a discussion about putting him in a facility. That goes to law enforcement. How is what Clue is talking about and having this discussion helping anybody? Because now you have people like her turning it into Katie did something. Katie is stashing him somewhere. How is that discussion beneficial to helping find Sebastian? Anybody? Because I'm failing to see what you guys are thinking is so great about Clue having this conversation. I don't know how this helps Katie and Chris. Again, I don't care who they trust. They're parents of a missing child. They are entitled to do as they wish. But how is this beneficial? Because now all it's being done is a twist of a new narrative to target Katie and Chris. I'm sorry, if I was Katie and Chris, I would want those narratives to stop because they're getting a little dangerous, in my opinion, inciting things to happen to Chris and Katie. Am I wrong? It feels like everybody's forgetting that this is a 15-year-old minor child that is missing. This isn't games. The child deserves to be brought home, but these evasive discussions that people are having are turning into nothing but rampant misinformation and painting of narratives to target Chris and Katie further. Absolutely, Twin Thing. Sorry, it just irks me. We as creators have a duty to protect victims and their families, in my opinion. And not do shit that is reckless and causes further incitement of harm to them.
And interviews
Unless
because
we're
that was
playing
going
games.
on. So I'm wondering if he waits until that he finds his son and then he goes in or something like that. I don't know if it would affect what can be investigated, said, searched. I don't know. I don't have that answer, but I'm hoping for sure he sues. Absolutely, whoever did this. So I don't know if there is a facility, friends. We're just discussing what was being said. Yes.
You don't even know what was said, though. Crime Time Buzz, you didn't even watch it, you dumb.
Yes, Zulu. Yes, Zulu. Correct.
Fuck these people.
Crime Time Buzz, long time ago at beginning of this, a creator showed KP knew this autistic place in Virginia and has the same last name as her maiden name. So Payne?
Oh my God, shut the fuck up, Hope Floats. That was 11/11 true. Oh my God. I'm over it. Yes, absolutely, Am. Me too. Absolutely the same thought I had.
Okay. Thank you, Christina. That is very helpful. Christina's saying they would need paperwork, medical files, educational files, and the doctors in the schools would therefore know.
And she's already been in contact. Crime Time Buzz didn't even hear what was going on in this, but she's already been in contact with Seth and Nick's team. And here we go. I'm sure there'll be more riddles to come up soon. And the other team will just continue to go from here and here and here. It just gets worse and worse and worse. Beach life, please. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no clue.
Queen Cece, it was Clarksville.
I wouldn't personally think so. My personal belief is no, they would not, because the further incitement of stuff like this incites further hatred and harm to Katie. And Katie, in my opinion, solely wants to find her son. That is my opinion, period. But I would think that they would be aware that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anybody to tell you anything at this point.
I'm sure. I know. Okay.
Yes, it will.
Hi, Sweet Pea. Good to see you, Alicia P. Luminous. Luminous, that was good. Hi, Ebony.
Get to it.
Oh, great connection. Listen to what Ebony's saying. I think it's interesting that after the Texas Roadhouse incident, the statement from Texas Roadhouse indicating they are cooperating with dog, that only then does the green sweatshirt info come out. Very interesting point.
Yeah, so
Luminous, that's just too funny. I got to put this up. I just got to put it up as just for a giggle. There you go, all. Oh, that's funny. Sometimes you guys just put things in there that tickle me. They're funny. You're hilarious. Okay.
So
thank you. Please hit the like button on your way in. It did make the news how they treated her. And I do want to bring up something else. I need to put my banner across for domestic violence. And also we need to get a suicide hotline going. I said I would do that because we do have survivors in our community and people and in their families. Hi, wait, what? And they reminded us that this is also a time that is very hard for individuals. Hi, CB, Queen of Osane. Anything new? Yes. In light of what's going on in Texas Roadhouse, the three creepers in the parking lot, one of them whom spoke to the mother for under a minute.
Absolutely. Beach life, please. Honestly, if that conversation makes sense, right? From everything we've heard, that makes sense. It makes sense that they would be having discussions of what to do for the best benefit of their child. That all makes sense to me. But to take it and paint it in these narratives that are being spun and things that are being created out of this is dangerous. I thought the focus was Sebastian. How does all this misinformation or rumors starting help find Sebastian? It doesn't. It doesn't at all. I'm just frustrated, you guys. I'm fucking frustrated. This is Sebastian, a 15-year-old teenager who deserves dignity. No matter what the situation may be or have been, he still deserves dignity, and this is bullshit. And if they were having discussions about a facility, that was a great thing, in my opinion. I don't know why it fell apart or if he overheard something and didn't want to go to a facility and they were talking about it and walked off. I don't know. But I worry about Katie. And I worry about the insane rumors that are continuing to be started about Katie and how she's to blame for every single thing, and the people that are keeping their eyes on them in the neighborhood, supposedly across the street and then down the road. We heard Julie last night sending people to drive by their house, claiming that they moved out of their home and that they're surveilling them. That bothers me. It worries me for Katie. Absolutely, that's a fact. Absolutely. Absolutely, Terry. Yeah. Yeah. I don't agree with that saying out loud. I think I think some of these people are absolutely aware of what they're doing because they flip-flopped from side to side, painted narratives about Katie without factual information, got involved, flip-flopped the other direction, and then are doing this. I think they absolutely are aware of some of what they're doing. I genuinely believe that some of these people are way more aware of what they're doing than people want to believe. Okay, we're going to listen to a little bit more of this, and then we're going to switch gears to Julie. But I want you guys to see what is happening, where it's coming from, why it's starting, and where we're headed. Because you know the team will fire up. There will be more riddles to come, and here we are. So if you have questions of where we are, back up in the live. You'll see where the source of this comes from. It's Clue and Stephen Crabtree having a discussion on Clue's channel tonight about potential emails they're not shown. Again, potentially emails that they were shown by somebody of Seth reaching out to facilities. Not a bad thing. None of that's bad, but it's, of course, turned into a nefarious situation. And now somehow Katie potentially stashed him somewhere. This is how we get to where we are. And I am livid. I'm sorry. I don't like anybody anymore. Well, I didn't like anybody to start with. I really don't like people now.
There is now a channel and they are on now saying that there was a email allegedly of Seth asking Katie Proudfoot, allegedly hearsay, for them to put Sebastian in a home. And allegedly what they're saying, I didn't listen, I'm going by what's said to me, so this is third hand. Allegedly what they're saying is it would be Columbia, Tennessee, possibly Utah or Colorado. And that I think that's a bunch of you-know-whaty. And what I'm thinking is KP is scared. Oh, suicide prevention hotline. You can just dial 988. Thank you. And I will get that on the banner too. Thank you. 988.
Sorry, I stepped away for a second, but I got to respond to that part. Did you guys hear that? It's more like a fifth hand because we don't even know the source of it. We don't even know where supposedly Clue got that information from or if that email exists. And even if it does, so what? Let's go back here again and just take a quick gander at what she said because
what they're saying, I didn't listen, I'm going by what's said to me, so this is third hand. Allegedly what they're saying is it would be Columbia, Tennessee, possibly
it would be more like fifth hand,
possibly Utah or Colorado. And that I think that's a bunch of you-know-whaty. And what I'm thinking is KP is scared. Oh, suicide prevention hotline. You can just dial 988.
That wasn't even what was said.
Thank you. And I will get that on the banner too. Thank you. 988.
Yes. States were listed.
So I think what's happening is now that it has been released that the mother was speaking to other people in the parking lot, which does mean she lied about the last people to see her son. Obstruction of justice, in my opinion.
You like this? You like where this is headed, people? So now she's trying to get in front of something. So now supposedly this person that she had interaction with that was in this green sweatshirt. Yeah. You see where we're headed.
Now that she knows they know.
Yep.
I think they're trying to get in front of it by saying, well, it was us parents, we made a decision. But why would they go by saying a child ran away? It doesn't make sense if both of them were involved. Now, if one were involved, it would make sense to say a child ran away because you wouldn't want the other parent to know you did it.
How do people even think like this? How do people even think like this? How do people would even get to these parts where they let their brains work like this?
Allegedly, in my opinion. Yes, I agree, Kelly X. Yes, I agree, Jackie Taylor. Oh, yes. And you know what? If this is the case, I hope it is, because it means Sebastian is with us. And if this is the case, I hope they make whoever did this, pay every penny back. Every penny back for the searching. So that's the news right now. I think so too. Wait, what?
Right, Elsa? Fuck yeah, it is.
Right.
It's fucking just.
Also, they aren't home right now. I told you all that. They aren't there. It's just the floodlights, and that's all that's on, and nothing else. The guy with gloves and mask. No, I do not believe at all that Seth Rogers has anything to do with his son's disappearance, other than being the only one searching for him, of the three of them, allegedly. I think, sounds like the other side's running out of content. Follow the money. Follow the money.
This is fucking stupid.
Yes,
No,
I can absolutely.
no.
CrimeTimeBuzz, can you tell us when did we move from 2 people to 3 people? And is this all new info, or is it the one in the parking?
Wait, since when did we move from 2 to 3? Where did the 4 go? You guys have been implying that there was 4 people involved for months now. Wait. Hello?
Lots. The ones in the parking lot at the Texas Roadhouse. There is an individual.
Somebody sent me a screenshot.
Here, I did not see.
Somebody sent me a screenshot earlier. Hold on. Of his members tiers, and I'm almost positive. Let me look really quick at my screenshots. Unless he changed it today, he has a captain level at $79.99. He's got a private first class at $3.99, sergeant at $9.99, and a chief warrant officer at $24.99. Unless he took the captain level off, he had a captain level at $79.99. Just factually stating.
The images. What I heard was, and I'm going to put this one up while I'm addressing it. What I heard was the person in the green sweatshirt was a little heavier built. The person in the yellow raincoat was taller and thin. Person in the green sweatshirt was not fat, just a little more stockier. Okay. And the person in the yellow raincoat was tall and thin and wearing a jumbo face mask. Then there was a third individual who walked by in blues. I heard surgical gloves, but now I've been told they're blue surgical gloves from someone who heard, I believe, from Justin. So
surgical gloves. We have a person wandering around in surgical gloves. Right, Mike? Mike, the Oregon, I talked about that the other day, about how convenient it was that they had all of these riddles coming out of Oregon, and then he uses an Oregon Ducks sweatshirt as the... Yeah, I'm not even joking, you guys. Spanky. That was a Spanky narrative. Supposedly somebody told Spanky this. Justin, Clutch and Pearls. That's who Spanky is, for those of you that don't know. But supposedly, the person that they saw with an interaction not only had this green sweatshirt on, but surgical gloves.
Now that all that's going down and the story is no longer, it's changing. There's situations, right? There's footage. And like one said, maybe now that Texas Roadhouse is cooperating, that's where the footage came from. Why wasn't...
Now that Texas Roadhouse is cooperating, they've been cooperating from jump. You can go back and hear Seth's own words. I'm not allowed by the HOA to play the fucker again because Chasing fined me for playing it on repeat over and over again. So I'm not allowed to play it. But you can go check Pascal's live stream on March 29th and hear Seth Rogers himself talk about law enforcement having the videos from Texas Roadhouse and cooperating. Like, what the absolute fuck? See why, even though I'm sick as shit, this is why I came on tonight. because this shit, I was just going to talk some petty shit, but this got my gears just, I need some WD-40 there grinding, fully grinding, and sparks are flying.
Why didn't, again, why were the initial investigators in this case not willing to release it and try and find out who they were? Or ask the mother. The mother knows who she spoke to. She could maybe, I don't know, but I don't believe a story that Seth wanted to put his son in a home. Seth, let me tell you, this is my take on this father. I've dealt with a lot of parents through being a teacher. If Seth had to put Sebastian ever, for some reason, they had to put him in a home for, to help him. My opinion is Seth would move right where he had to go. Seth moved to Tennessee because Sebastian moved to Tennessee.
Wow.
So if Seth were ever allegedly going to put him in a home, which he did not, that's ludicrous that that's being said tonight, that he sent Katie an email saying that. He would move to the state just like he did when Sebastian moved to Tennessee. So he drove to North Carolina.
Just because I said it, let me flip you over here right quick. Just so you guys can see that I'm not full of shit. Once again, here you go. Here's the source of this.
Could be. He's got a black something over his head, like completely over his head. He's extremely skinny.
Let me back it up.
They depart at 6:22 p.m.
Let me go a little bit.
He's got here's their New Balance.
Let me go back a little further so you can hear the full description from Spanky.
Yes.
I sent you some photos of possible what the sweatshirt could be.
Okay. Where did you send it?
Text and email. Text and email.
Okay. All right. I'll look at it, honey.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, I got to speed him up.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. She definitely has a smartwatch on. I'm trying to see what kind of shoes he's got on. New Balance. It appears they're New Balance shoes.
So Justin is supposedly being sent this information from the team.
Balance shoes. He seems I don't know. He just seems like he's got light collared jeans on. Light.
This is coming directly from the team to Spanky. This is supposedly the person that Katie had a brief interaction with.
There's dark blue jeans and there's light blue jeans. His are light. Bless his heart. They depart at 6:22 p.m. He's got brand New Balance. There is, Kelsey, I will talk about that. Hold on one second. Let me go back to that photo.
Yes, it has, Lisa. Yes, it has. This is dangerous.
There is a guy in the photo. I don't think he's related to this, in my opinion. It just doesn't seem like it in the picture. He could be. He's got a
And this was the day before Thanksgiving. Breaking news at night puts out interesting information.
black something over his head, like completely over his head. He's extremely skinny, very, very skinny. He's got a gray hoodie or jacket on. They're blue jeans. They're lighter blue jeans, but Sebastian has lighter than his. And he's got some type of surgical gloves on.
And he's got some type of surgical gloves on.
I don't know. He could work there. Okay. I got Sebastian at the bowling alley. Now, at the bowling alley,
So now Spanky is in. Spanky, not law enforcement. Oh, just new narratives, Phoenix. You know, the typical. The team running with new narratives started by Cluminati. Cluminati had a discussion on our live stream tonight that got turned into more bullshit from CrimeTimeBuzz, and here we are. Crazy shit, Phoenix. I tell you what. I hope you're having a good night, by the way. Yep, that's where that came from. Surgical gloves. You just heard her say it.
I'm just telling you. So I don't know, Tam, here the size, but I can just tell you that one was more stocky, not fat, and the other was tall and thin.
So, in my opinion, the team is specifically releasing stuff to their team members to get them to run with all the bullshit and the narratives that they want them to spin. So they're sending Spanky and other people certain things for them to specifically release. Thor, I don't know. I am so over it. So over it, Thor.
So I don't know if that fits escorts. Are you talking about like psychiatric escorts, Tam, here? Sebastian was only diagnosed a year prior? Was it only a year? Wait, what?
He was diagnosed in October. Sebastian was diagnosed with autism in October of 2023. He was diagnosed with the 6q27 chromosomal deletion syndrome within the first year of birth.
Oh, really? Did you do that, Alicia P?
Yes.
Hi, Barbalula.
Supposedly some information they got from somebody. They're not saying who, if it was from Texas Roadhouse directly or somebody else. But yes, supposedly she had a brief interaction.
They did.
And we're going to finish out here shortly with Julie. I'm not going to keep this very long, you guys. I'm losing my voice. And you guys are probably all grateful for that. But Julie has some really interesting things to say about this interaction too.
Tell CPS. Yes. Wait, what? That did happen. Seth has told us that that CPS was told he was not involved in his son's life. Seth told us that. Seth has been through so much. Absolutely. I don't believe it for 1 second. But you know what?
And Seth supposedly has told them that CPS was told this, right? Okay. That makes a lot of sense, right? That makes a lot of sense, right? Whew. You guys, I might lose my mind.
I do believe, if it's being said, I believe it's because.
And let me be very clear. I just want Sebastian home for Chris, Katie, and Seth. For all of them. All of his loved ones. I just want Sebastian to be found for his loved ones. Not for me. Not because I'm attached. Not because of anything. I want this for the family. And so this bullshit is not happening to them every single day on all aspects. Seth, Chris, and Katie. The targeted narratives, the painting of how horrific these people are. Next thing you want to know, Geraldo Rivera will fire back up his show and do a mock trial against the Proudfoots. At this point, like, this is just absolutely ridiculous. And there is a lot of reasons why. Never mind. I'm not even gonna.
As they're getting close. And she's trying to come up with someone's trying to come up with a more innocent narrative now. Trying to quickly come up with answers. Because I'm sure they did not expect, whoever's involved, did not expect all of these bigwigs to get involved in this case. They saw it going cold. The one that starts with.
So he took the $79.99 part out, Autumn. He took the captain tier off. That's good. I'm glad. He had a tier earlier today that was $79.99. He had a captain tier. I have screenshots of it if anybody needs to see it, but he did. But I'm glad to hear that he did take that off. I mean, whatever. It's his channel. There's a lot of people that have $100, $200 tiers. It's freaking crazy. I think my highest one is $10.99. I don't even know what my tiers are anymore. Sorry.
The C, round 3Y3. They saw it getting cold, and they were completely, the people responsible, content with that. But Sebastian has a
Thank you,
father
Adam.
who wasn't content with that and wouldn't stop. Can I show the X comment from at night about the 3 persons of interest? Sure. Let me find it. It's from at night 5 hours ago? Sure.
Yeah. At night media. Imagine that.
Wonder if I saw it.
totals. Here we go.
Did we watch it on our live? Oh no, look. Oh yes. Okay. Okay. I certainly will. I think shared this earlier, and it's important. We need to share it again. Thank you so much, CB, for that reminder. Appreciate it. And I believe it was Miss Misty Fisher who let me know that some of you don't have X, you don't get to see those posts. So when I do read them, I show you so you can see them too. And I love that kind of feedback. Thank you. I really do when you all send me stuff like that. Okay, so.
After she reads this, we're going to transition to Julie, but some of you might need to check out before Julie because Julie triggers a lot of us.
There's a post 5 hours ago, and it is from At Night Intelligence. CB, thank you for the reminder. It says, public update on the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
Isn't it odd to anybody else that CB is the one that supposedly sent her the email that had the FOIA request to the random police report that was filed in June about a potential sighting in March at Ford's Pond in Oregon? Isn't it interesting that CB is the one in her chat telling her to read At Night's posts? And isn't it interesting that CB just magically appeared one day and sent her emails with this FOIA request about this police report that was filed randomly in October or in March? The sighting was supposedly in March, but it wasn't filed until June. Isn't that interesting? To anybody else, that CB is the source of this police report from Oregon. Which we know that law enforcement knew everywhere that the Proudfoot family was maneuvering to and where and from at that time. And if you go back and fact check me too, when we go over the whole Ford's Pond, this breaking information from CrimeTimeBuzz, she tells that the email came from CB. Yeah. Crazy, huh?
Here's November 30th, and I love that they do this daily pretty much. At Night Private Intelligence is issuing an important update in the search for 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Our ongoing efforts have led
kind of like cousins that shit with mice on sticks, alpha male. I mean, yeah.
To the preliminary identification of 3 persons of interest, POIs, in connection with the events of February 25th, 2024, the night Sebastian disappeared. Now, I wonder if
it's a game of riddles at this point, Mike.
That's 3 in addition to the alleged person wanted for trafficking and the alleged person related by marriage. PO number 1, we have reason to believe this person has direct knowledge of what unfolded that evening and may hold critical information. Excuse me, let me start over. I'm sorry, friends. POI 1, we have reason to believe this person has direct knowledge of what unfolded that evening and may hold critical information about Sebastian's disappearance.
Oh,
person of interest number 2. This individual is believed to be working with the first person of interest in some capacity.
Yeah.
And may provide valuable context or corroborating details. Person of interest number 3. So they got 2 working.
The anonymous source of the email with the police report FOIA in it, Revival.
Together, they think, okay? And the first one has direct knowledge of what unfolded, they believe. And the 2 are working together. Person of interest 3, while potentially unrelated to the other 2, this person is believed to possess knowledge that could shed light on the events leading to Sebastian's disappearance.
Total sense, right?
At this stage, we are not disclosing further details about these individuals, but we emphasize that identifying and speaking with them is critical to the ongoing efforts. And isn't it just a darn shame that the team leaked those images to Spanky for him to dissect publicly and tell people that one of them was wearing surgical gloves? That makes total sense, right? The mother of a missing child won't just come forward and help them out.
Oh, Jesus, take the whole fucking
nationwide focus.
Shut it down.
We urge anyone with information about these individuals to come forward, regardless of their location. These persons of interest may not reside in Tennessee or may have traveled
Nope, Revival don't have a clue.
across state lines, making nationwide awareness crucial.
Yep.
Ears and eyes, friends. If you see something, say something, even if it's
Sure.
suspicious and seems little. How you can help. If you have any information about these individuals or
You can call 1-800-TBI-FIND. If you have any pertinent information, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND, and that's it. Okay, I'm switching gears. I can't take her anymore. Sorry. This one's bad enough. All right, let's go to Julie from tonight. I was busy. That's why I was tapped out of the drama over there. Like, you guys, I this shit right here, what's happening to the parents of a missing child, has my head spinning. And it's not that I don't care. Please understand. It's not that I don't care about what's going on with all. I really don't, though. I really don't care about certain pieces of it. I don't. I'm over it. It's not harming the parents of a missing kid, and that's my focus. So sorry for everybody caught up in the drama and all the bullshit and all the everything else. Like, I can't give any more time to it. There's too much of this shit going on, and it's just getting worse and worse. All right, let's let Julie take it home.
Something related to Sebastian. Here's my thought. And it's not really my thought. It came from somebody here. If they want me to say who it was, I'm happy to give you credit. You could tell me if you want me to say who it was. And tell me what you guys think of this idea.
Oh, great.
Is it possible that the person, if allegedly, in my opinion, everyone's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot were involved in this and would have to stay awake all night long. They might be trying to get something that will help them keep awake all night long. And the person, Rona mask and surgical gloves, is that true, Jude? They did have a, okay. But here's the thing,
Julie's
Jude,
dangerous.
answer this question.
I'm saying it.
I don't think it was CP, but could it have been?
Julie needs,
You guys know,
Julie fucking needs her internet disconnected. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks anymore. Julie needs her internet disconnected. She's a menace to society and a menace to missing children's cases. This is about the dignity of a 15-year-old missing child, and the narratives that she is painting about Chris and Katie are extremely fucking dangerous and unhinged. She needs disconnected from the fucking internet. Period, point blank, end of story. Don't care who it offends. Hit that button, get the fuck out of here, because I am not a fan of Julie, and the fact that the team is promoting her, y'all are fucking sick. And you want to see for a fact? Here, check me on this too, because I like to talk all my shit and I don't talk anything factual. Here you go. November 25th, 2024. Look who's promoting her. Oh, would it be BJ? Brittany J herself? Oh, Spanky just sent her to her right before. As a
carpets are and rugs. You have carpets on your ground and rugs. Could it have been a rug dealer that met her out there? A rug, R-U-G, a rug dealer?
So now we are implying that the parents of a missing child, the mother of the missing child, potentially met somebody for drugs.
Who was giving them a rug or giving them rugs that would help them stay awake all night. And those rug dealers, yep. And those rug dealers aren't always as careful, possibly, or thinking straight as the person who are buying the rugs would like them to be. They're not often as slick as they would want them to be.
You should probably just shut up.
Faith, Feel the Love says, yep, in my humble opinion. Do you think it's possible that was
good, B-fam?
A stimulant? TN Nurse says, I feel like Sebastian was on a stimulant for ADHD since they said it caused him to have sleep issues. If that's the case, he could have popped one of those. But what I'm saying is the rug for the parents, right? And
not implying that the parents are on substances, are we? We're not doing that. The parents of a missing child at their worst times. Oh, yeah, say it ain't so.
Yes, he may have had stimulants or not, but listen, ask Mandy on here, ask Punk's mom, anybody who's the parent of an autistic child. I don't care if they're level 1 or level 3. Like, let's say 99% of our kids have sleep issues. They wake during the night. Now, if a child is taking an ADHD medication and they truly...
Yo, Julie, do you remember about the leaked part on the interview that Seth Rogers did with Nancy Grace that wasn't supposed to be aired, where the polygraph examiner asked him and he made a mention of medications? Do you remember that there, Julie? Fucking brainiac.
We have ADHD, it would have the opposite effect, right? It would calm them down. But if somebody doesn't have ADHD and they take a stimulant like that, yes, it would keep them stimulated, it would keep them awake, right? But for something like they were about to do, potentially, in my opinion, allegedly, everyone's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, they might have wanted something.
Sorry, you're way past. You're way past being saved by your, allegedly, in my opinion,
a little bit extra that night. Oh, like a tranquilizer? Who's saying like a tranquilizer? Narc driver's phone call with Chris Pratt.
Anybody in the chat, tell me how any of this is helpful. I'll wait. Any of you, because I know some of you bushwatchers in here believe this shit and run with this shit. Pull up your big britches and fucking come in the chat and tell me how this is helping find Sebastian. Tell me. I cannot believe that you grown-ass adults are doing this repeatedly to the parents of a missing child. Like every day, all day long. How can we target the parents of a missing child? How can we make up more salacious rumors about the parents of a missing child? It'll be crickets because they don't have balls to come in here.
Proudfoot.
I'll say
Rod,
that.
what are you saying here? Rod, Narc driver's phone call with Chris Proudfoot is very telling. Hi, Christina. What's Narc drivers? What is that?
Narc Divers is another dipshit. Sorry. Trey drives me nuts.
For Sebastian, a tranquilizer. I see.
Trey's another attention seeker.
They'd want to stay awake. So what I'm saying is, I'm just trying to think it through.
And at first I used to give Trey credit thinking that he was legit. Trey has been on some weird shit. He needs new equipment. He had to have a GoFundMe for equipment and all that shit. Nah, he's just as weird as his buddy CJ and the Serpentine Belt Bandit. Fuck that. I'm going to say what it is.
Unless, let's say, Chris Proudfoot had a cousin, right?
Oh. Say it ain't so. Chris Proudfoot has a cousin. The one with the stick and the mouse and the shit. Is that the cousin we're talking about there, Julie?
He had a cousin. You know, is the cousin hanging around? Does the cousin know anything about what's going on in the household? Is the cousin checking up on them? Was Chris's sister married or not? Melissa, I think her name is. Was she married? Is it a family member checking up? Hey, we know blah, blah, blah is going to happen. Everything all right? Everything going okay? I don't know. But if they...
Or are you talking about the cousin from Florida with the anonymous posts and the fucking mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers? Which cousin are you talking about? Land the plane. I thought your source lived across the street there, Julie, or I mean down the road, because they would have to go drive by their house that you were encouraging them to do on Thanksgiving Day.
There was a hand-to-hand exchange. I'm just taking a wild guess. She's married. Okay, I'm taking a wild guess here. I feel like they were so careful. They were so careful about so many things when they're in a parking lot of people, right? At a dinner where they know is it in a strip mall, let's say? There's got to be security cameras on the strip mall. There's people who have their cell phones out. Why would they take that risk? The only
Julie is not in Tennessee. She is, thank God she is not in Tennessee. She's very public about where she's at, but I'm not going to say it.
The thing I can think of that would make them take that risk, right? Because they had, like, I don't know what they would need necessarily to give to somebody. And also, I don't know if anyone's seen the video, but who was giving to who? Was it Katie handing something to the person, or was it the person handing something to Katie? That is going to tell us a lot, right? If the person was handing something to Katie, I was trying to be very unobtrusive. That's okay. If the person was handing something to Katie, if we find that, or a key, but what would they need a key to necessarily? The camper?
Oh, now it went from potentially drugs being handed off to now a key. Fucking get out of here. Remember, Julie's best buddy that's been involved with her in this case, the other night, they said that Katie sold the house within a day, bought her boyfriend, aka husband, Chris Brownfoot, a motorcycle, and disappeared to the camper within a day of Sebastian going missing. That's how brainiacs these people are. Yep, that was said. She deleted that live stream, thank God, but that was 100% said.
The house had a thing. I don't know. I don't think they had other people around the house. I don't know what they would need a key. Maybe a key, an access thing to the trailer park. Not trailer park.
By the way, I'm tattling on myself. I'm drinking tonight. It's called NyQuil. You're lucky.
What is it? The camper park? Oh, Melissa's husband is a security expert. That's very interesting. In my opinion, military, they have training and stay awake. I don't believe they would risk.
Isn't it ironic that they've dug into every background of every person semi-related to this family, and they know what these people do, and they're in the comment section just feeding her all this information on the backgrounds of people that very likely are not involved with anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance? Yeah, Belt Bandit, you are. Hey, Mind of Monsters, it's so good to see you. Yeah, Mind of Monsters, it is absolutely what is happening now in this case is so beyond. Hey, Elizabeth. And by the way, you guys, please check out Mind of Monsters channel. Her and Duchess, truly Arctic Fox, bring awareness to the missing. They really, really, really focus on the missing and try to do what is right for these families. And they are so appreciated. Mind of Monsters is an absolute sweetheart too. Duchess, if you're in here, will you drop your channel, Arctics and Mind of Monsters for me if you're still, or Chico or Pika or somebody? Would you do that for me, please? Thank you. And Chico's, anybody's links that you guys can think of, please.
Growing up on rugs. Ginger, I agree. Good Measure says, kind of like how the Murdoch had an other side of the tracks family member help do things. Yes. Enoch says it must have been important. Or a key. What did Queen of Osane say? I missed it. Well, hey, Jude, what did Queen of Osane say? I missed.
So, Alpha, you asked, are there any locals in these chats? I've never watched a lot of these small channels. So, Brittany, the neighbor that runs around, that one, she's in all these chats, of course, running her mouth still. I'm sure the rest of them are too, though. So Julie claims that she is in contact with either the sibling of a neighbor or the neighbor. She can't get her story straight. And that's who gave her the pictures of their supposed security cams that were installed after. But then her story moves last night to they sold the house. So why Julie would have pictures of some random person's house? Because she's also claiming at the same time that they sold the house. So there's that. But she's claiming that they came from a neighbor who lives across the street. But then she's on live stream and she calls the supposed neighbor on Thanksgiving Day during Thanksgiving Live and says, hey, can you possibly drive down there? People in the chat are saying that they're still living at the home. And people in my chat are telling me this. And so she pretends that, oh, yeah. Then she goes on to say that they're not there, the neighbor, whoever. And then you have Nick the Slick, not Nick the Hat, Nick the Slick, Nikki, aka Cognizance and Crimes is what she changed her name to, who is a tarot card reader from TikTok that found her way over here and is in all the chats too. She claims that she's got 2 local sources that are keeping their ears to the ground and their eyes wide open and keeping everybody under surveillance. And she is the source of the person in the neighborhood posts that claims that Katie was having somebody come in and move the furniture. So yes, they're all claiming that there's a lot of locals that they have a lot of contact with, but none of them can source a damn thing. That's kind of a long answer to your question, but there's a lot of bullshit. Oh,
That's what you said. Jude, updates on Sebastian. Oh, yes. Sebastian didn't just walk out of the house, still super. I just feel like, listen, yes,
she goes by Cognizance and Crimes now. She had to change her name from Nikki's World to that.
Had military training. They knew how to stay up all night. They possibly had access to the iPad. It's right here.
Woman.
Okay.
Go on your feedback with the iPad.
Good night. Good night. I love you. He's so sweet. This is my
Alpha, pretty much. Pretty much. It makes sense, doesn't make sense. Yeah. Yeah. And my explanation is probably way smoother than what the actual explanation is. And that says a whole lot. You know how it goes these days.
feeling. Okay. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm glad we're recording this that way.
Yep.
If one day we all find out, we get to the truth of the matter, we all find out what happened, we could say whose theories were right.
I hope you get
or whose theories were. We're all just speculating here, but you know, I feel like.
Can I go on record? Can I go on record and publicly say this? I'm going to. I don't care. You can call it NyQuil. I hope every one of you gets the pantsuit off of you. I really do. I hope that you absolutely have the years ahead to come that you deserve from targeting the parents of a missing child. I hope when the facts come out about this case and what has actually happened here, I hope you all have the biggest regrets, and karma in the form of a lawsuit slaps each and every one of you into the place, and you never do this to another family ever. I really, really do. Sorry. No regrets, because this is out of control.
That night, you can have military, you can have all the military training in the world, but
May, what do you need help with? Sorry, hold on. Let me go back up and see if I can find your comment. This might be a dumb question, but is this allegedly Julie woman different than this woman? I'm mixing them up. This might be a dumb question, but is this allegedly Julie woman different than this woman? This is Julie Skolnick, Profound Autism Julie. She's from TikTok. She's got a following on TikTok of 77,000. She just made her way over to YouTube in the last couple of weeks. Actually, her first live stream, we stream sniped and introduced ourselves to Julie here. I don't know who you're thinking of, the other Julie. We also have Judy, who is electronic medium, who is a psychic, who's been exploiting cases for a long time. I'm trying to think of who the other Julie would be. Oh, Julie, the dog handler. Are you talking Jules, the dog handler? Maybe. Hey, Katie K, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I genuinely hope they all get sued the ever-loving shit out of. Truly. Oh, allegedly. Are you talking allegedly innocent, maybe? Is that who you're talking about? Sorry, I'm trying to just. Yeah, this is Julie Skolnick. She is from TikTok. She's actually got a Reddit thread about her that's really. Oh, somebody actually put in my comments they wanted to break it to me that she isn't the biological parent. We knew that night number one. She actually goes on in the first live stream we reviewed to tell that she is a step parent. So, okay. Yeah, no, allegedly innocent has been promoting her though, Mimi. So allegedly innocent is Jules something, I think. I think that's what they refer to her as. But no, she is the one that's allegedly a mental health professional that hangs out with Brittany J. She is totally different than this one. Yeah, crazy though. Yeah, but she is promoting this one. Isn't that ironic? She is alpha male. She has a Reddit. Yeah, she has a Reddit. She does. She's got Reddit threads about her. Yep. I went to verify and read a few of them, and I was like, nope, I don't partake. I just verify and walk away because holy shit. You can go look at her TikToks. Yeah, there's a whole lot here.
if you're doing something that you've never done before, that is, maybe you would want to be in an altered state of mind, potentially. He's so sweet. Thank you so much.
Sniper, I second that emotion. 100% second that. Quadruple that. Yeah. She actually had a lot to say about the parents of this missing child too. She actually targeted Chris quite frequent. She actually took panel with BJ when Tony came up and blatantly lied to all of them and didn't help push back. She actually was on panel right after BJ called Tony an asshole. Then Tony comes up, confronts them about calling him an asshole. And she's like, no. No, Brittany wasn't doing any of that. Meanwhile, Brittany had to eat crow because she had just called him an asshole. So yeah, she's that type of professional.
We're used to tight spots as well. Justin from Clutch Your Pearls has seen the video. He's got the pictures of the people, and the guy was handing something to Katie. And Melissa's husband and tall and skinny like one of the guys. What do you mean one of the guys? There was more than one guy there? Was there more than one guy?
And this is how misinformation spreads. As you guys know, I showed you guys this already. Justin on TikTok did this the night before. He was being fed information directly from the team. This comes from him.
Light.
Katie,
Bless his heart.
You.
They depart at 6:22 p.m. He's got brand new New Balance. There is, Kelsey, I will talk about that. Hold on one second. Let me go back to that photo. There is a guy in the photo. I don't think he's related to this, in my opinion. It just doesn't seem like it in the picture. He could be. He's got a black something over his head, like completely over his head. He's extremely skinny, very, very skinny. He's got a gray hoodie or jacket on. They're blue jeans. They're lighter blue jeans, but Sebastian has lighter than his. And he's got some type of surgical gloves on. I don't know. He could work there.
So that's where that is coming from, is Spanky. And then, as I showed you guys before, Spanky's on panel with Brittany the other night when they were using Julie as a source and sharing her videos the other night. You know, just the cycle of misinformation, how it flows through the people. That's how we are. You guys, I can't do anymore. My voice is tapped out and my brain is tapped out, truly. Like, this was hard enough to get through tonight. But I felt it was very important to get ahead of this because Clue is starting this, having this discussion on her channel with no proof of these emails. And then you have CrimeTimeBuzz, who is taking it and spinning it into a whole other narrative. And they're going to continue to go and go and go and go. And all it does is continue to paint targeted narratives against Chris and Katie. And I'm extremely, and even Seth. I'm not going to say it doesn't. Because you know what? If the parents were having communication about this, great. That's what they were worried about, doing what was best for their son. Like, it's so reckless, Rocky. It's so reckless. Yeah. Thank you guys. Oh, I definitely don't need wine. I definitely just drank a bunch of NyQuil. So I'm fine, you guys. I'm totally fine. It's a cold. It's just kicking my ass. I'm a trooper. Can't keep me from talking my shit. I'm going to talk my shit because this is dangerous when it comes to the parents of a missing child. I don't care if I'm in a full body cast. I'm going to be here pushing back on the misinformation. This is absolutely ridiculous. And everybody else that's sick too. I hope you guys feel better because I know it's going around. So, and isn't it shocking that it's the end of the month right before Christmas? So this is everybody's paychecks. Remember that tonight is the end of people's paychecks for the month of December. This is what they're banking on. So part of me thinks that they amped up the bullshit in November for their December paychecks. I can't help but think that because it's pretty obvious. A lot of them, oh, we only have X amount of days before the end of the month, you know, that bullshit. So part of me thinks that it's intentional to up those things. And then some of it's just how it cycles around and these people don't care. Some of them aren't even money motivated, which is really scary. Spanky's not money motivated. That's even scarier to me.
Do we have a flashlight?
Well, of course, I don't know where it's at.
There's cats fighting outside, so I'm trying to find. I think I hear one in the tree, so I'm gonna. I don't want to look because the neighbors. It's at the neighbor's house, but
Well, turn your flashlight on the back of your phone, sis.
it's 9 o'clock at night. I don't want to look like a weirdo.
Well, then don't leave it be if the cat's just hanging out in the bush. Oh no, Kenzie's going to fight some cats out here. It's going to be an interesting night. The little one came downstairs because she thought she heard cats fighting outside of her window. So she came to get Kenzie. So Kenzie's out here going to start wrangling up stray cats that are fighting outside. And it's going to be a shit show. So I'm probably going to end up in a full body cast by the end of the night because I'll probably have to go monitor and I'll be the one getting my ass kicked. Cat fighting. I know. Just like 10 minutes ago, Kenzie was sitting on the floor. She had everything pulled out. Oh, Katie, no, I did message. No. Mm-mm. I messaged our friend the other day. Hold on, you guys, just a second. They are, yeah. that's probably what's happening. But Kenzie was sitting on the floor. She had everything pulled out from underneath my nights or my TV stand here and was going through and getting rid of all of our cords and like all of our TV accessories and organizing and putting things in Ziploc bags. So I'm not going to be able to find shit for the next 2 years. Lucky me. These kids, I swear, sometimes. But they did set up our Christmas tree. Hold on, I'll show you guys. I don't know where the treats are, bud. Oh, they're right there. Oh, your phone broke up? I messaged our friend the other day on Thanksgiving. I need to message her again. All right. I've been so bad this week about emails. Don't mind, it's not fully set up. But our Christmas tree. Here she be. We got to put the rest of the stuff on it, but Kenzie got the bulbs up and some of the stuff on there. So there's that part. One of them's up. And the lights outside. Kyle had to adjust the lights because you put all the lights up outside. And we have these two, I don't even know what they're called. They're like projector type stuff. He had one. He had our Christmas lights up outside before Thanksgiving. But he had one of the projectors pointed in the direction and it was shooting green lights in the neighbor behind our house. In their window, he's like, oh shit, I probably need to fix that. But you love every holiday. I'm not a holiday person, but the girls put the tree up. So we got to finish the rest of the stuff. We need the topper and the bottom and everything. But we're just waiting for it to get attacked because whiskey will tear it down. So, all right, you guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. I don't know if I'll see you guys before Monday or not, but I know Duchess, shh, don't tattle on me. Kyle gets his own fine. Kyle should have his own, like, if the HOA is going to fine me for any of Kyle's shit, they would just better put it on his tab, not mine. I'm not responsible for that man. No. You're the Grinch. I'm with that. I'm totally with that. Good night, you all. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys soon. Bye. Thanks for joining me.